All right. Ooh, look at that. No one can see anything. So let's get right
Into the
into
news.
the news. All right, here we are. Hello, my friends, my buddies, my pals. It
Are
looks
we on
like
the?
it looks like it's just us.
It's just us for now.
I
Crazy.
guess.
The
I guess.
one dead guy showed up.
Right. And you know what? I don't know. Welcome everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of not Fireside Chats, Campfire Stories.
There we
Fireside
go.
Chats is somebody else's thing. um Campfire Stories, where we talk about the sessions that happen and just have a fun, groovy little time as we just hang out and just sort of talk about what happened, what the plans are, what's the ideas, the thoughts, the feelings, and my God, the last two sessions were something.
Let's just say there were a lot of thoughts and feelings for sure.
There was definitely a lot of feelings in both last two sessions. We went through all of the trials, the last two episodes of the trials, and which we
I
want
thought
to
you were
get
gonna
out
say
to you
all the
guys.
stages of grief.
All the stages agree. No, we want to get this out to you guys as fast as we can, but we do have a lot of editing to do. If you want to watch us on on YouTube and whatnot and support our channel at GBP DND. Yeah, come over there and just kind of relax with us. Support us, support. Yes. Anyway,
Support.
a little bit of announcements that I just remembered that I wanted to do is at some point we're gonna make this into a podcast series. With the help of our editor over there.
Hello.
um,
It's
and
me.
with that, we're gonna pay him 15 cents an hour. He'll be in a factory, and he won't be able to
And I
escape.
will I will be charged $12 an hour in order to work in said factory. So
Exactly. He will
yeah,
charge.
yeah,
He will pay us to.
yeah.
That's how it works. But
This
we're
God violates
so
some sort of convention.
right. We're so glad you guys are here. But announcements. We do plan on putting this into a podcast, but we also want to let you guys understand that here we talk about not only do we talk about D&D, but we talk about video games, anime, and other type of media that we wish to do in another part of this podcast where we just sort of talk about likes in video games and anime and all that cool jazz as well. But also we like to talk about God. So
Indeed.
I do understand that we will be reading scripture every once in a while, sometimes or even throughout in the middle of our stuff because we believe in the love of Jesus Christ. And He gave us this awesome game for us to play, and we play it.
Yeah, and sometimes we need that good break from this traumatic moment.
Right.
Because
So
holy crap.
speaking of which, I think it would be okay to open up in a Bible verse, the Bible quote of the day. Not quote of the
Heck
day,
yeah.
but the verse of the day.
The quote of the day.
The Bible
That's
quote of the
so
day.
good.
Jesus said no. Don't do that.
The, the second shortest verse in the Bible, only
And
next to
oh,
Jesus.
just so real quick, happy Father's Day to all of our fathers who end up either watching us for some odd reason.
Happy
Um,
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. It is tomorrow. That's gonna
Happy
be
Father's
cool,
Day.
isn't
I'll
it?
be your son. Anyway.
I'll be your daddy.
Anyway, what were you
Anyway,
saying? Sorry.
yeah.
It was what?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's
but this
tomorrow.
is comes out of Proverbs 23:24. The father of a righteous child has great joy. A man who fathers a wise son rejoices in him. Basically, I think what that's just trying to say,
That's
raise your
true.
son right.
Yeah, no, it's very true as well because the whole it's not even like a oh my gosh, I raised my son right. Yay, I'm being happy and all that. It's
Yeah.
a genuine the further you see your son um essentially doing things that make you proud, the joy just comes naturally. So
Yeah.
it's not like a something you have to do because you did good. It's something that just happens to you,
Yeah.
and it's like a like a fruits of your labor situation.
Exactly. If you have to tell yourself, I did a good job, most likely, probably didn't happen. Try to convince yourself. But if you raise
it's
your
more
child,
often it's more often the people who wonder, did I do a good job, that
Right.
usually do, simply because they're always thinking of ways that they could be better.
Exactly. And you know what makes it easier? The love of the Lord. So raise your
Indeed.
children right. Raise your children right. We accept everybody
Raise your
here, but
kids
raise your
right.
children right. Be a good dad. Stay in your life. Help them and just grow with them. Trust me. Um, it experiences it goes a long way if you have that man in your life that's just helps you and grows you and you know maybe play D&D with him. Who knows?
Dude, and I will say you and I come from very different walks of life in terms
Right.
of relation to that. So we know two sides of different two sides of the same coin in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we know the trials and tribulations that come with each, and the
Right.
benefits that come with each.
Yeah,
Even if some have more than others.
I think our family group, our friend group, family group, I'm gonna call us a family group. We are a family. Um,
We are a family.
um, I think we all have like a good idea. We all come from different parts when it comes to our father. Genuinely, Jesus,
Mhm.
Anna, you, and Isaac, and me. We all have different dad situations. But you know what? We all do have in common. Is we all have that one man that we looked up to and was like, "Hey, this is
Oh
this
yeah.
man did right. This man is the person I want to be when I grow up. And I was thankfully able to have a really really good father in my life. That came into my life almost 6 years now. So that's really really really
Dang,
really
dude.
awesome. Yeah, been
I
here
will
for
say
6 years. It's crazy.
it's funny too because that sort of situation. My dad wasn't that guy for a long time.
Really?
It was actually a couple other role models in my life that I had
Right.
growing up. But the more I grew and the more I saw what my dad went through, the more he put up with, and the more I started to realize, wow, I want to be like this man when I grow up.
Right.
This is what I strive to be.
Exactly. Now you guys can't go and be telling them this, okay? Because then
Yeah.
they'll think it's weird,
Oh,
and we're not weird. um. Yeah. So real quick, I think I'm just gonna get our podcast music on. Uh,
yes, please. It'd be
just a
it's very
second.
vibey. Sorry,
Yes,
had
because
to. Speaking of family,
speaking of family,
speaking of family, don't you love it when they knock and then just walk in? I will say I'm hoping that my pain and swelling from everything goes down,
right?
because once it is, this camera's coming back on, and you're not going to be able to get rid of me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm hoping that at some point we can all get to that place. I mean, don't
Oh
get me
yeah,
wrong. I
absolutely.
mean, I get it. I'm not the best looking man, but I think people get a little tired looking at this face.
But dang, no, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Uh,
Mm.
there we go. Do 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 do.
All right, we got that April edition free music on. So
No way.
yeah, so I guess let's start with the first. We played Monday, correct? So I
We
mean,
did. Oh my gosh, 2 sessions this week, dude.
we
That.
did 2 sessions. I think that really added on to the tired, very, very tired
Oh yeah, for sure. And not to
mentally.
mention, your boy's recovering from surgery as well. So
Exactly.
I had to dip out halfway through that session, and then even going through yesterday, I was dealing with some residual pain and everything, and I'm like, holy
Right.
crap, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah. Yes. I guess we should start the. How about we just talk about like let's start off with like the things that you like that you want to talk about. I'm the DM. I could go on forever about many
Ooh,
things. So let's go for what you need to talk about on the first session.
the
The
first
first
session.
session,
Okay,
which was forced to be split
okay.
up into part one and two.
I'm trying to remember as much as I can from the first session, because what I do remember is very foggy. Because again, actually, no. Here's what's funny. We were playing the session on Monday, right?
Right.
I had woken up an hour earlier from not even like a full hour, but I woke up like 15 minutes to an hour earlier after being on anesthesia all morning and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your boy's memory from that part is a little foggy, but it was very, very cool to actually see the first interaction with the Naboo. Is that what it is?
The Naboo, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I wasn't confusing it. The Naboo brothers, they are big personalities for sure. And uh, seeing Ronan's god weapon for the first time was insane.
It was pretty
Um,
cool. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely regret it, but hey, that's okay.
Oh yeah. Listen, that's the thing though. He just happens to be doing these wondrous works in front of a buttload of people, and it just, oh my gosh, it's only bolstering that belief in this little fledgling god, even more to the point that he's gaining more power, essentially by the day.
Right. I mean, he has to work for it based off his beliefs. So, for those who are new or catching us for the first time, Ronan, his whole character development is from him. Is basically he's setting up to be the new god of revival. That basically means in this entire world. So, in every campaign that's gonna take place in the world before this campaign, clerics cannot revive people. Revival spells do not exist. There's no way that people can do it. And so Ronin from campaigns that are going to take on after this campaign, which I don't know what's going to happen with that. Um, reviving spells are allowed. That does give it a little bit more of a difficulty in the game, yes, but that's just kind of how the world was. You do not revive people. There's no reason for it, so why would you?
True.
But
Very, very true.
he is becoming a god, and so with every time someone sees him does something miraculously or start having faith in him as a higher deity based off of his works, he gets more powerful and takes steps more closer to becoming it. Like, for example, he has all the revival spells from any class up to his level that he can cast.
Yeah, up to his level.
He also has created his god weapon, which is a glaive. Um, and he also has now has the power to now choose someone who he's gonna start training to become his god, because in this world it goes high god, god, and a demigod, which
And
is
they're all
not to
split
be
up
confused
into
with demigod.
they're all split up into what we call pantheons, correct?
Right, basically, yeah. And same as
Yeah.
regular Dungeons and Dragons, they're all separated into pantheons. These pantheons are all different in their own way, shape, or form. But yeah, there's a lot to this world. Gods have a specific set of rules because the gods in this world are mortals. Um, like in regular Dungeons and Dragons, they are mortal as well, but these were just regular people who ascended to this higher power because of stuff
It's
that now we'll get into.
it's like that old saying, the whole technology, what's the saying? It's about technology beyond the comprehension of the human mind is seen as magic or something like that.
Okay.
That's essentially what they've obtained. They've gone
Right.
so far into their power level and everything that they have now become what the mortals see as gods, even though they themselves are mortal.
Exactly. Which means that they can be killed, and in this campaign, we've already had one god die and be replaced.
True.
Yeah, what happens in this world is that how this system goes, because it's nearly impossible, but with the right amount of time, technology, and ability, you can technically do it. You basically, if you happen to kill a god, you are forced to replace that god. There's no ands or uts or buts about it. That goes for high gods, gods, and demigods. Demigods are a little interesting because in the world currently there is something known as the plane pathway, which is the pathway between all the different planes and realms in this world, like the Feywild and the Shadowfell. And as they split up into different places, because of a group of wizards called the Plane Mage Conclave, they were forced to lock away the plane pathway to make it almost impossible for people to get through. However, what's going on in the campaign that's really important for everyone to know, to kind of understand as they continue watching this, is that the explosions that have happened are weakening the plane pathway to
Yes.
degrees where things are starting to be able to leak out, and it all started with the Year Zero explosion. So, pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, so Ronan is on the path to becoming the god of revival. He actually talked to me a little bit, and he was like, "I think Tyrus would be a good choice for my god."
Ooh,
I
dang.
said, "Now that she is alive, because we didn't really exactly know what was going to happen with her. That
We
probably
really
would
didn't.
be a good choice."
Oh my gosh. Dude, you're right. I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, we didn't know what was going to happen with them. We didn't know if we were going to be able to save both of them, either of them, one of them. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But we somehow walked out of there. Like, that's second session, though. We'll get to that. Because that was insane.
First session, Ronan has his god weapon, and he has to choose a god. He has also gotten these little abilities like this sun, which can also eclipse and whatnot, to portray to the theme of what he's trying to do, which he's the god of revival. He's the coming rising sun of the next day, and whatnot.
Yeah. Which, speaking of the coming and the rising of the sun, did we see his first use of the little eclipse situation in this past session?
No. We saw his passive effects.
His passive effects, that's right. Yes. Which he kept track of for the first time.
Yeah, we had to keep track of it. Not really, because I had to remind him again the second session, like I had to say. Like I've talked to you about this morning, is that I had to keep track of, him being within 20 feet after he said it the first time.
True,
right?
Yeah.
But
and that room specifically, because that was about a 60-foot by 60-foot room ish, correct?
Yeah, 60 foot by 60
Yeah,
foot.
so it's entirely possible for him to be out of the range. It's just,
of course, and he was at some points.
Yeah, at one point, I think when he eventually attacked Agate, because he did that whole teleportation to Roni, he's like, whoops, and then moves to Agate, back and forth.
Yeah,
But again, he ended up back in range of Ronan.
Right.
Because he thought he could take him down. He could have too. He almost, if he wouldn't have had that power boost, if Ronan wouldn't have had that finally unlocking his aura manipulation.
Right.
Which is incredible, by the way.
Second session stuff. We will get to that.
Yeah. But first session, we didn't have a lot of encounters or travel based stuff as far as I remember.
No, it was heavy conversation based. I tried my best to make you guys move on just a little bit, but when my players want to do something, I allow my players to do it, and it was just one of those times where we needed to just kind of calm down and talk before, second session happened. And
yeah, true. And again, I was half out of it because of the recovery time and everything, but that was something else. And may I add, you did a fantastic job of voicing Cyrus while I was gone.
Yeah,
there were just some moments in there I'm like, heck yeah.
I tried.
It was great. It was good. And I would have treated that situation with Jeremiah exactly the same as you did. The whole, like, no, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm here. I'm here for you if you need it, but you do you. just gonna miss the kid,
People are preparing for war.
Oh yeah, in multiple different ways now, because as we saw in the first session, Jeremiah, and you talked a little bit about this the other day, the fact that Jeremiah's decision was a mix of abyssal corruption, making his thoughts to the maximum, as well as his need for survival.
Right.
And just the...
You know what?
Yeah.
It seems like we don't really have much. If we have something to talk about the first session, we'll come back to it. Let's just go to the second session, because that's all it's going to.
True. To be fair,
it is fresh on everyone's mind.
The second session was a lot more eventful than the first one. Like we said, it was very conversation based.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard for me to have memory of it, but the second session is where it got spicy, real spicy,
Yeah.
We picked up the second session with Jeremiah dropping Homer.
No, we did not pick up the second session with that. We picked up the second session with everyone else. Everyone else's trials.
Did we? Oh, I thought we flashed back to it's like he drops you and Adira and
No,
Cyrus.
remember I said at the beginning, I said, okay guys, let's pick up where we needed to, everyone wants to leave off with
That's true.
with
And then
Adira and
you
Cyrus.
did it again when we went to Ronin.
Exactly. It was time to go
It
for
was
the
painful.
yeah, whatever. It's just having
Which
a little bit of fun.
we've discovered something.
What?
Something I'm not like super mad about, but I am like a little, oh, this sucks. The sense of, oh my gosh, the sense of, apparently, when Adira entered Abyssal form during our challenge, he received temporary hit points and allies received temporary hit points as well, correct?
Right.
So if Cyrus would have received those temporary hit points,
Which would have been half of what it was. What was she
yeah,
had?
which I think was a
15.
total of 7. It was a total of 7, and Cyrus, honestly, like based off of the damage that was dealt to me, Cyrus would have had 2 hit points left. He would have been left with 2 hit points on that final strike that Icabob dealt to him with the scythe. So it's not that I still think Cyrus would have died during combat, but it's possible he still could have been useful for another round, and at least done a little bit more like deterring or oh hey we have our second person in, welcome.
Hey, we got our second person.
Hello.
Hello. We were just talking about you and your abyssal beast form
This is
features.
yeah. This is the lovely Annie, aka the female of the group.
Anna Banana.
Anna Banana, yeah. This Anna Banana's been a game for her. But anyway, yeah, we were just getting into we not that we're ranting, but we do want to like sit you down and sort of talk to you about your freaking abilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you shift, right, you gain 15 temporary HP.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Did you add that on when you did it?
No.
Okay, right? So whenever you gain temporary HP, you also have an item where you can share, I think it's anyone within 30 feet or 20 or 10 feet, within whatever. So basically almost everybody at that point, whenever you shift, except for maybe Cyrus, I think. You can shift and you can give them each HP equal to half of the HP you got. And yeah,
it's like up
remember
to a
your
certain
item,
number,
your
isn't it?
bracers of the pack or whatever, your bracelet of the pack or whatever.
Yeah, it was like one of the first magic items we got.
Yeah.
Like homebrewed fully. But what we were going through is the fact that I did the math on this, and apparently, if Cyrus would have taken those temporary hit points on the round that he was killed by Icabob, he would have been left with 2 hit points instead. So I still think Cyrus would have died in combat, but he would have been useful for at least another round and possibly deterred, or at least in some way, shape, or form, held off the murder of Agate. He could have been useful in some way, shape, or form. Like Agate could have still died from that situation. It's entirely possible. But I'm just wondering if we could have walked out of there with 1 less casualty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about is your sword.
Oh yes.
Your sword has a special ability. It has 6 different charges, right? These 6 different charges do of 2 different things. You have 3 charges called the good ones, where you can send them and heal people at like every turn up to a certain amount, right? And as I think it's like 2d8 that they can heal, and while attached, they have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And then every single round,
right?
they regain that much HP. They gain a roll of 2d8 HP. up for a
That's
certain
so
amount of rounds,
good.
equal to like your proficiency modifier, or con modifier, or something like that. Your second one, called the bad ones, they are sent out to enemies. You speak your command word and you seek them out. And you can only summon one at a time as a bonus action on each of your turns, yes, but still, you can seek them out and they do 2d8 damage. And I think it allows them disadvantage on attack rolls while they are attached.
Dude, why have we not done this? This is so good.
So every time that you've been in a position, like for example, like Bob's like, I can't do anything, you could have sent one of those ghosts and it would have then been steady damage on top of him, as well as another debuff added onto him. Because he had disadvantage on strength, dexterity, and charisma checks at the time.
And what are the disadvantages on the sword give again? Just one more time.
Disadvantages, so what do you mean? This by the bad ones?
Yeah, by the bad ones.
The bad ones, they deal 2d8 damage at the start of a person's turn. And they basically make it where they get disadvantage on their attack rolls while they are attached.
Oh, that would have been so, especially with Steel Wind Strike. That would have been
so every single one of them, which you can send up to 3. So after 3 rounds, I think Jaden said went for 4 rounds. You could have summoned all 3 of them within 3 rounds, and he would have been taking.
He would have been taking 68. 68 per turn.
And he would have had disadvantage.
Oh, man. Dude. Okay, so here's the fun part. And I'm gonna give a little peek, Landon. I'm gonna give a little peek. No, not as much of a peek. I am creating another character, Anna. In the way that Cyrus was gonna attempt to train you, this guy is gonna take over that responsibility, frankly.
Really?
And yeah, that's my thought process.
I'm trying to wonder how, but okay.
Listen, I'll talk to you about it later, but I have an idea of how he's gonna view the situation. But this guy's gonna hopefully, if things are the way I think they're gonna go, take over that like training you situation, and hopefully you'll be able to actually learn how to use your stuff. We can go over it like outside of game too, if you need.
Yeah, we need, because you can do so much, and you're just starting now to like not embrace, but sort of use certain things, from your barbarian class but then like outside of it, Jesus told me one day, he said that I said, I need you guys to help me as a DM to keep, you have stuff that's your stuff I've given you. Please keep some kind of track on it so you guys remember to do these abilities. If you guys want me to continue giving you guys these cool abilities, keep track of it, right? These cool ideas and these cool stuff. And then he was like, well, I have a lot of stuff I have to keep track of because I have to keep track of people who I need to revive. And I said, well, currently you are in a battle that you don't need that for. You don't need that.
Just heal, dude. If you heal well enough, you won't have to revive anyone.
Yeah, and if you like, his whole idea was, he was like, I'm gonna be a healer, right? And of course, most clerics, they don't really end up doing that. They sort of switch to more of attack base, and I think that's sort of what Rowan is going with. Don't get me wrong, he has.
Oh yeah.
But like the abilities that I've given him, or given you guys, I ask you guys just kind of for proper etiquette a little bit. Just, hey, keep track of it. I have a lot of things I'm keeping track of. I have an entire world I'm keeping track of. It would be.
That's just nice. Classic table etiquette. Keep track of your own things.
Right.
It causes less stress on the DM. It helps you get to know your character better. And honestly, it gets you thinking about what you can do with your character and the combos you can make up. Like, for example, I have to keep track of with Zara, that we haven't seen a lot of her. I have to keep track of a lot of absorption stuff she has, like what's active, what's been used, that sort of situation.
Right.
Which I really need to homebrew some of that stuff in, because I'm just keeping track of it in my head right now. But in keeping track of this stuff and playing around with it, I got to the point of creating a new combo. I think we called it Scorched Earth, where
Right, yeah.
if she uses her, and yes, before you come for me, she is a Warforged, but she has a breath weapon as if she was a Dragonborn, so calm down. If she uses her breath weapon, she can also enhance it with one-man army, multiplying the blast times 4. Doing 4 times the damage essentially, and if all 4 blasts are directed at the same creature, an effect type will take place, and they'll need to make like a saving throw. Like for
Right.
example, if I do lightning, they don't succeed on the saving throw, they are paralyzed. I think for 1 round, in the same way that they become paralyzed by Rusted Enclave.
Right. Which, real quick, Rusted Enclave usually is a lifesaver. Last fight,
Dude,
it did nothing.
no,
Which,
absolutely, dude, got completely screwed over.
so here's the thing: Rusted Enclave, guys, it's his rifle. It's probably, in my opinion, probably one of the strongest weapons this group has ever gotten. They got it from the first ever boss,
Oh,
from
that's
known as
true.
Osiris Blood. It was his rifle, and his rifle basically at the beginning of each of his combats, as a free action, he spins the chamber and it lands on one of 10 elements. With the additional element, if you guys were wondering, is Abyssal. Abyssal is an element in this that I have created to basically, if you get affected by Abyssal energy too much, you basically go crazy and either hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. But like, he got poisoned, and you guys would see if you guys watched our episode yesterday that I totally forgot that mutagen blood hunters have as immunity to poison and the poison condition. It's crazy.
They really do, which is insane because it turned all of his shots. It didn't give a bonus.
Yeah.
It turned all of his shots poison.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing about Rusted Enclave, is that it turns the bullets into the element that is being fired. So it's not piercing damage anymore,
so
which he
much.
doesn't have to roll the chamber. It's just that's something that he tends to do.
Oh yeah, like and why wouldn't you too? Because like in a situation where you can do it as many times as you want, it's just once per combat.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, can he change it in the middle of combat, or is it once per combat?
It's once per combat. Currently, he might be
yeah.
able to get upgrades on it if he wishes to tinker on it, where he might be able to spin it.
Oh
again.
yeah, he needs to take that to Nimona for sure. But if he can change that to like a bonus action or an action to spin, then
Homer knows
crap.
how to tinker. He has tinkering tools. He is a tinkerer on weapons.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he just hasn't done it.
We haven't seen him, and again, guys, this is why you keep track of your character.
Well, so he knows this, and he has, because he took apart the holocron. He knew how to take apart and put it back together.
That's true. Yeah, when he took it apart, and Zara just smashed it with her hammer.
Exactly, he took it apart and he smashed it with her hammer.
I smashed it, and I'm like, you could have done that the whole time. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And then Zara was like, I'm just going to mend this thing in the morning.
Because here's the thing about the Tinker Tools as well, is that he has been technically using Tinker Tools because he has to keep up with his weapons, and like understanding and cleaning. So technically he does use it on his downtime to clean his stuff, and he has said, like, hey, I'm cleaning my rifle, or I'm putting my rifle out. So it's really good role play that he does, but for actual, like, in-game...
we've not seen many mechanical
Homer has not done anything to upgrade his weapons or upgrade his Rusted Enclave.
That's so true. It's a little bit sad knowing that we can have that sort of situation where he can make his stuff better because we've seen him attempt to get better perks in the same means that Zara and Ronan have, through magical means, but he could also instead focus on his material stuff.
Right.
Being a fighter and a tinkerer and all that would be extremely helpful for him to just upgrade part of his what's the word I'm looking for?
Arsenal.
Yes, that's a good word. That's a very good word.
Yeah, and he was actually talking to me originally. He was like, I want to create goggles for multiple visions. And I said, well, that's advanced for you, but I said maybe if you could put a scope on Rusted Enclave, that's more in your wheelhouse. Because one thing I do for my games, and some people do and some people don't, it's really depending on the DM, is I try to look at what your character would be good at doing and allow people to do stuff based off of if they've ever done it before. Nimona is a artificer. She has created robotic parts. She has created entire robots. That is her like specialty, right? So when it
Yeah.
comes to like keeping up her arm and Agate's arm, which Agate has a little bit of stuff like that, but she's more into devices, machineries, and like stuff like that when it comes to her knowledge. So when it comes to, certain stuff like that, I'm like, I look at that and I'm like, you might not be able to do this because you wouldn't be number one proficient or have never done it before. So I can't just let you just make a perfect thing. Like, I want to make a sword.
True.
Have you ever made something like that before? No. No. Then you're not.
It
What?
would
No.
be a ton of trial and error,
Right.
or diverting responsibilities like that to, say, someone who has more magic prowess, like
Right.
Nimona, and then he could focus on his gun
So,
and
for example,
customizing
the
that
gun
and making it better.
that Nimona created, the reason why Homer couldn't have done it at the time is because even though he can create weapons and like not even create, but really like tinker with weapons, he's not even on the ability to be able to create weapons, but he could tinker with Homer's not Homer's well, it used to be Ronin's gun. It's all blown up now because he tried to shoot a bullet out of it.
True, he did. It wasn't prepared, and they haven't fixed it yet. Which, in
Namona's
my
probably
opinion,
working on it along with copies of the Abyssal artifacts.
oh yeah, I'm sure. Which, and here's the thing. Jesus is probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I feel like that pistol would be a good backup for Homer in another Rusted Enclave failing situation.
Right.
Because it fits Homer better. In my
Ronin
opinion,
has no reason to use it.
Ronan was trying to rebrand himself. That's what it was. He was trying to rebrand himself and ended up realizing,
Here's the thing. I
I
feel
could
like
do better
Jesus,
with this.
as he has stated before, not on stream, but in the earlier thing, when he had to play his part, which is I think why he changed his outfit back, is because he was like, this was an idea that Jesus is like, I don't want to play it because it makes me embarrassed, right? So
Okay.
I feel like that's why. I mean, he hasn't switched back to the cowboy stuff. He doesn't wear the cowboy hat.
I mean, to be fair, the entire party called him out for it. It's like, what are you doing? You look kind of silly.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, oh, because let's be honest, he did. But
I really do think because Ronin has a lot of spells that he uses, and he doesn't really, when it comes to magic, it's something that he doesn't really need to not use. I really do feel like once that gun is fixed, that it should be given over to Homer, because Homer does need a good backup weapon, and that weapon is a good backup weapon. Specifically, also because Homer is the squishiest out of the player characters.
absolutely, dude. Everyone else, Homer is the only player character that is below 100 HP right now. I think.
I don't know what HP he's currently at. Let me check.
I think it's 88. That's my best guess.
Oh, also, Anna, I forgot to mention that last session you guys
before our level up.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
Yeah,
so now I get to create a level 12 character. Awesome.
Yeah, I had to check my notes because I was like, wait, when are you guys getting to here? When are you guys getting to here? Oh gosh, I gotta get rid of Jeremiah and Agate. They're both dead.
No, that hurts me so bad.
But you know what it opens up for? Maxwell and Tyrus.
Yeah, sure.
He has 88 HP exactly, and what the weapon, the pistol does, is that basically the more that he fires, if he fires, he gains I think it's temporary HP that stacks. It's a stacking temporary HP. So I think it's like...
Wait, it does stack?
Yes, but it stacks up to only 3 times.
Oh, okay, so there is a limit. But that's different from normal temp.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
However, what's different about this weapon, though, is that even if he was able to get those temporary HP down, if he uses the gun to fire again, he gets more temporary HP back. So it will continue to recharge. Basically, it's a gun that shields him, right?
Gotcha.
However, once you use an action to not fire, those temporary HP goes away.
Oh, so he could just keep using it, and he gets a certain number of HP, and 3 times that HP that he gets each round is his max.
Right. I need to ask Jesus if he has it written down, but I think it's like... it's like his proficiency bonus or something like. It's like your proficiency bonus or like
Oh.
modifier to whatever weapon is. I think it's good. I think it's like your modifier, like double
If
what your modifier
if only
is.
he was here so we could ask him.
Yeah, I don't think he will. You know, that's okay. Sometimes in not fireside chats. Dang it. Sometimes in
Campfire Stories.
campfire stories, you know, people they're not going to be here, and that's that's okay. We don't need everybody here, but I believe, and this is what I'm probably gonna make it, is that it is because he never ever used it, but it is a rather weak like backup. I think it only does like another thing that it does. Another thing. It acts sort of like a magic missile.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, it acts. It basically it is a magic missile.
Okay, all right. Say that again. My headphones disconnected.
It acts as a magic missile. That's another thing. But but it's like it's only like a D4 it's a D4 of damage. So I mean it's not that powerful.
Oh, so like a single magic missile.
Right. It's like no, it's 3 magic missiles. You have but the difference is you have to hit for them. It's not just automatically homing seeking onto it.
Okay, so it's
damage, but it's
so
really,
it's more
really
like
good to use as a backup for example, Rusted Enclave. If he can't use it,
is that more like Jim's magic missile then?
no, Jim's magic missile is better. Jim's magic missile is like a
Hold
plus
on, I'm gonna
2
check.
or something
I
like
haven't checked Jim's magic missile in so long
it's
because
just that
Jim's
if you get
magic
like a
missile is
nat
funny,
1,
but it
you
feels
get like if like what's the difference between Jim's magic missiles? Like it's more powerful, but it's more detrimental if you get like a nat 1 on an attack, you like blow up.
on a hit, a missile deals on a hit, a missile deals 2d4 force damage rather than 1d4 plus 1. The attack roll scores a critical hit. Target of that missile takes 5d4 instead of 4d4.
Correct.
Oh, that's fun. But if it's a 1, all missiles miss their target and blow up in your face.
Yeah.
If for any missile, oh my gosh, dude, Jim's magic missile is goofy.
It is goofy, but it's really powerful.
Component, 1 gold for a royalty, bruh. You use this spell, you have to pay him royalties. So
yeah, it's funny.
You create features. Why are they hyperallergenic and gluten free? You can kill your enemies with force, but at least you won't be killing their allergies. Oh my gosh, that's so silly. What? Where does this even? Hold on, I'm looking at the stores for this. That's funny. What the? Who created this? That feels like homebrew that got someone laughing so hard. They're like, "Yeah, we're putting this in the game."
We're putting this in the game.
I love that. No, you know what it feels like? It feels like a competition winner who got to make an official spell.
Bro, right?
Oh man, that's so good. Anyway, yeah, Homer would absolutely. Oh man, he would 100% kill with that weapon. He would have a great time. That would be very helpful for him.
And what's really good about it with Homer as well is the build that he has. If he uses his maneuver, he technically with 1 shot has 3 chances to hit with that maneuver.
True, because it's technically. Oh wait.
So technically, because each of them is a different projectile, he can shoot it and he can use like 3 maneuvers on like 1 shot.
Wait, so does he shoot once and 3 magic missiles?
It shoots once, but 3 like magic missiles come out instead.
Dude, that he can cast first level magic missile 3 times in a turn. That's awesome.
Right. So no, because he only has 2. The bonus action's only on Rusted Enclave.
Oh, that's only Rusted. I thought that was a feature he had.
No, Rusted Enclave. Okay. No, so the bonus shot is like the more powerful. It's like the charged up shot that gives it the effect.
Dang. So could he technically shoot with the magic missile and get temp HP and then fire Rusted Enclave for the bonus shot?
No, because you have to. I don't. Unless if he can. Hold on.
He might be able to one.
He might be able to do that.
Can he one hand what Rusted Enclave? Can he grow enough arm strength to one shot this weapon?
He only has 13 strength.
I mean,
Also, something
that's technically
interesting.
above average.
Also, something interesting is he only has 16 dexterity, bro. If he was maxed out on dexterity,
Real Aurum build there. No,
bro, if he was maxed out on dexterity, he'd do so much better.
man,
Yeah. So hold on, let me see his features.
bro, we absolutely
Picked
need
his
to.
Devoid Domain. Yeah, archery. He has a +2 to his bonus. He has second wind that he rarely uses. Rarely uses action surge. He has this.
Yeah, that's true.
Dice.
Do I need to spend some time coaching and Isaac?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it well.
He-
So.
Here's the thing, though. This also could be my fault as well, because along with them, I am a first time player. However, I get myself so freaking immersed in the mechanics of the game. I feel like I'm doing fine, and I kind of just have the same headspace that everyone else is kind of the same, especially Jesus being such a veteran player. That I don't even think about, I need to help these guys out and help them understand the fact that they can do more things.
Right, and here's this thing about he's not going on with fighter anymore. I don't think. I think he's going off.
Is he going full cleric?
Going cleric from here on out.
That's crazy, having just killed a child. That's insane, dude.
Bro, calling him out. Come on.
Hey, listen, Icabob did it first. He said, "You're a cleric? How's that even possible?"
That's not even possible. Yeah. So he has disarming attack, pushing attack, trip attack, menacing attack.
He does use his maneuvers a lot. That's one thing.
Uses it. He usually uses, I think, trip and disarming the most, because he was really smart getting disarming attack out of the way on Icabob. Really saved Ronan, because he had to use his fists. His fists aren't magical, so.
Dude, that was awesome, by the way. That was a whole ordeal.
But however, he could have activated his Crimson Right on his hand, and then they would have became magical. But I didn't think of that.
True, he didn't think of you said he wasn't thinking straight.
He wasn't thinking,
which is the best part of it.
So
because he could have done that.
He has,
but
he just goes to his feet. I'm an idiot. He has Sharpshooter and Tavern Brawler and Gunner. So Sharpshooter, attacking out long ranges, opposes advantage on your range weapon attack rolls, and your range weapon attack ignore half covers and 3/4 covers. Before you make an attack with a ranged weapon you're proficient with, he can choose right now to take a -5 penalty and add a +10 to the attack's damage.
Yeah,
something that he should start now that he's higher level. This is something that, in my opinion, I think he should start using.
Yeah, but I agree. It would be better to max out It would be better to max out English is hard.
Dexterity.
Be better. Yes, sorry. Talking with a still slightly swollen mouth is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Maxing that out would definitely would call for more uses of that maneuver, simply because he has a higher bonus. Meanwhile, action surge and stuff like that would be crazy, because he could oh my gosh, he could insta max out his temp HP for the gun, and then still take one shot with Rusted Enclave if he can two-hand this stuff.
Right.
With action surge.
I'm trying to find out with his other stuff, right? Because if it would have to be a bonus action, him shooting, because he has to take the attack action for the pistol to keep it up, and that does also count for action surge.
Yes, but if he could, I think it's possible, because you can attack with, especially if you're holding two weapons.
I'm just trying to see. Yeah, but he can't hold the pistol and the rifle at the same time. He would have to put one away, and I'm trying to see if he has something that makes it where he can store if it takes any movement. So Tavern Brawler, his unarmed strikes, that doesn't matter. Ignore the loading property of firearms. Being within 5 feet of hostile creature does not impose disadvantage on your attack roll. So no, he technically cannot.
Yeah, I think there might be and this is a heavy might. There might be a feat that it could affect that in a way.
There is one feat that's sort of what we're talking about, but not enough to carry a rifle. It's if you're carrying a sword or a one-handed weapon in your other hand. If you have a light weapon, you can you can put a fire
Yeah, it's like a...
something like that in your other hand.
Oh, interesting.
And then on like a bonus
Yeah,
action,
maybe...
you can then attack with that.
Yeah, it would have to be for sure either some sort of customized feat or ability or modification wise, like genuinely he modifies the gun to how am I thinking of this? Like turn it from a full shotgun to a sawed-off situation with the rifle, but or alternatively he could have some sort of, and this would be very steampunk, like he just becomes a war machine and has a shoulder-mounted rusted enclave.
Bro, that would be so freaking cool.
That would be awesome. Again, lots of tinkering, lots of
or
asking
even to
Ramona
get
to help.
or even to get rid of it. Maybe even get rid of the whole like idea since he doesn't really need. Bro, holy crap! If he shoulder mounts the pistol,
He could, yeah, true. The pistol would be a lot easier to shoulder mount.
Shoulder mount the
Let's be
pistol.
honest here.
It's not gonna blow out his eardrum like Rusted Enclave would. Rusted Enclave is probably like a bat rifle, so it's just gonna be.
Oh, right.
And then he can bonus action. Bro, Isaac, where are you? I need to tell you this.
Hold on, I'm messaging him.
I'm
right
messaging
now.
him as well. Both messaging him. Actually, you message him. They can see my messages. Never mind.
That's so true.
Bro.
We need to join us or watch the podcast.
Anna, what do you got to say about that?
I'm halfway zoned out, dude. I'm so tired.
Get off and go to bed then.
I'm not sleepy tired. I'm just brain dead tired.
I'm brain dead tired. That's so fair.
Got a pineapple in my head, so I'm brain dead.
Pineapple in my head. Man, what was going through my brain just a second ago? Oh yeah, the fact that he's got these possible upgrades that are so cool.
Right.
Like, and that was my downfall as well, because I had upgrades planned for Zara, and I said, story-wise, I'm gonna wait because it feels inappropriate to ask for stuff now. And then she freaking died. Because if she would have had some of the stuff that I said I wanted to grab for her in, gosh, my brain is not working. Some of the stuff I wanted to grab for her feat-wise in the Forgotten Realms, she'd be doing a lot better than she is right now.
I think here's the thing that I'm thinking. I'm thinking of giving you the chance to get a feat, because if you guys survive this next encounter, you have a artificer with you.
That's true.
So you
and
have
even if it's not an artificer, there might be someone who's trained in the other feats, so I could actually train with them. Situation.
Right. So like 100%. Like I plan on giving you. I want to give you these, even though we have 2 more acts to do after this. I can't really see a lot of times where you guys would be able to get these, and I think this would be the perfect time to give you like a feat and a like upgrade on your robotics.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Cool.
I think I have an idea of which one I would want to take.
Right.
But I would have to look through all of my possible feats again and be like, this one would be much better for this situation than I thought it would be. And there might have been something that changed too, because I remember when Zara lost Paladin features and stuff like that and went and fight her instead, I'm like, I'm going to have to respec her character, but I have no idea if I wrote it down. And that's my fault.
Right.
But I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll see if, hey, this is what I'm gonna do now.
Hey.
What's the big idea?
What's the big idea? I love God, and so does He. So whenever you hear this word, hey, what's the big idea? You stand up to your feet and say, I love God, and so does He.
If you couldn't tell, these two friendos over here volunteer in kids' church at our local church. Meanwhile, I'm in the production booth every Sunday.
Right. Right.
I'm on the tech side of things.
I have now moved on to the Royal Rangers. So I'm more
Uh,
military with them now. I can say fall in and they get to fall in. It's so good.
it's like when you hear this sound, fall in, you know what to do.
Bro, when you hear these words, fall in!
Get your butt in line!
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. You know what? While we're waiting, I think this would be the perfect time for us to take a break. These episodes are a little shorter than our 4.5 to 5 hour campaign episodes.
And we get very off topic with these.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
we're off topic. We go around. We can see what we're going to talk about when we come back. But until then, grab a snack and be awesome. We'll
Heck
be
yeah.
back in about, I'd say about 10-15 minutes.
crazy. Oh, are you back?
Spideyverse.
Anyway. Batman, no.
I was muted the entire time. Welcome back, everybody. Son of a gun. I really need to know how to
Yeah, no.
remember how to do that. But
Ooh, excuse me.
yeah, we're back. We're gonna go on. I hope you guys are cozied up, have a snack. I think someone's breaking into my house, actually, now that I think about it, but it's okay. They can come in and join in the stream if they want. Come on,
What?
Mr. Killer. I
Who's
want
breaking
to
into
show you
your
to my show you to my vans.
Please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I want to be the sequel. Bro, one of my favorite video games, and this is stuff that I can't wait to talk about when we have, like, the video game and, like, anime and, like culture type stuff that we talk about. One of the things is like just talking about video games and stuff like that, while this one is specifically talking about sessions and D&D and stuff like that. One thing that I'm very, very not excited for, but that reminded me of was I played this game, a game that I really wished. I hoped it would get a second game, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. It's called Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, do I know that one? I feel like
Probably
it sounds
do.
familiar.
Look it up. It is probably one of. What sucks is that when you're done with the game, that's it. You kind of have nothing else to do. But the game itself is so funny. It's so, like, it breaks the fourth wall. At the beginning of the game, he's literally playing the game that he's about to, like, live.
Spoilers.
In one of the games, there's not one of the games, in the first game, player who takes notes during the campaign versus player who refuse. Why do you think
what?
nerdy? What do? I just forget stuff like a cool person. I hate that.
I'm the first one.
Right. But anyway, so sorry.
I want to forget. I just suck at writing notes.
I'm the note guy. I remembered. I didn't remember, but I wrote down Agate's husband's name.
Wonderful.
Not his race, so that was a lucky
Very
guess.
lucky guess.
Again, I went with it because I'm like, this might be true, but I don't think it is. I think it's another husband that I'm thinking.
Right.
I was thinking, and I know why I was thinking it too. I was thinking of Angela's late husband.
Which is?
Right? I think...
He's a half something.
I think he... It might be... I think it's half elf.
He's a half orc.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, he was half orc.
Right.
That's what... Okay, now I know where I'm getting all my wires crossed. Yes,
exactly.
He was interested in elven stuff.
Exactly.
I remember.
That's right.
Because she was going to spread his ashes in the Twilight Forest.
Yes.
However, the reason I thought he was half elf was because of that and not half orc is because I was thinking, the half orc I was thinking of associated with her was Ruckus Strong.
Right.
Not, okay, I get it now. Yes, all of my wires are no longer crossed. So everything is in its rightful place where it should be. Mm-hmm. But that was a very lucky guess. And so that was completely in character for Cyrus. Because again, it was a guess. And all of Cyrus was doing that whole entire game was guessing. Because he did not know the full answer to any of them.
And then he died anyway.
When he could have lived for 6 seconds longer.
Don't blame me for that.
I'm blaming you for that.
I'm not blaming you for it, but I'm gonna remind you of it every chance I get.
Oh, no.
Every time you shift, he's just gonna give you the look of.
I'm not even attuned to that.
You should be.
You're not attuned to it? Why?
No, Adira just put it away because she didn't really like that lady.
Oh my word, dude! Okay, I respect the roleplay, but come on, man. Like,
even Ronan was like, I don't want to trust anything that she has, but it's really useful.
And then took the thing that Zara gave him too. So he took 2 things.
Yeah, he doesn't use his channel divinity as often as, as as you're probably expecting him to, but it is still really good
Yeah.
if it.
He used it more than I did, simply because I started gaining stuff to the point that my channel divinity wasn't as viable anymore. And then beyond that, I fully lost all my paladin stuff. So I
Which is
lost
crazy
all my
because I
channel
created that
divinity.
like item specifically for you.
Yeah, exactly. Which
Because I
is
remember
why
there was at the beginning of the campaign you not complained but like was like, man, I hate that it like ends when I go down, and I was like, well, I can fix that.
it was a very specific instance of I used it and then I went down and got healed and it didn't work, or that fight with the Blood Brothers when I used it on him. I didn't deal any damage, and then he went unconscious, and then came back up, and I no longer had advantage
Yeah,
on him.
and so now it just adds on to where it ends when it ends.
Yeah, it ends when it ends. But
Someone going down or you going down, like it doesn't affect it.
True. I will say the Ring of Barley's Crest has been one of my most helpful items, though.
The Rings of Barley's Crest
gives
you the, what does it do again?
The Ring of Barley's Crest was originally oh hey, you no longer need concentration for Hunter's Mark.
Right.
But I modified it with the help of Nimona to make it
Hex.
You no longer need concentration for Hex.
Right. Right.
And it also, on top of that, it acts as a ring of protection.
Right. I think the Ring of Barley's Crest probably was in my opinion, my most favorite item that I got to create because it was simple.
It's a good item, dude. And on top of that, it's gotten me so conditioned in this game that I was playing in another game with, and I talked about this on the
You're like, it
stream.
doesn't require concentration. Yes, it does.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't.
Except it wasn't even my character either, because I play a monk in that game. But
Oh.
we had another warlock, and I'm like, it's like, did you lose concentration? I'm like, Hex is in concentration. He's like, yeah, it is. And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it is. Sorry, guys, that's homebrew stuff. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was a fun situation where I'm like, oh wow, I've gotten so conditioned to using a certain magic item that I don't even think about it anymore. And that's what I'm going back to it. That's what I mean about getting to know your characters. You get them to know them so well that when it comes to a different situation, your character is second nature rather than the actual rules.
You have no idea how many women I've killed since playing Jeremiah. It's a problem.
No. Landon, it's supposed to be in game.
Oh. Let's not talk about what I did with Agate's character. Oh no.
Dude, oh no, you're so right. Dude, Zara and Agate, you know what? You might be onto something.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I accidentally, okay, I'm gonna come clean. I accidentally opened up to a different realm. I thought we were just playing. I didn't know that this was supposed to happen.
Guys,
I was just acting like
gonna come clean. He accidentally opened Pandora's box. Accidentally, intentionally. I
just wanted to bring back my late wife. I don't have a late wife. What is happening to me?
Dude, what's in the box?
Frosted Flakes.
Oh my god. Flakes? No, I prefer Cocoa Puffs, thank you very much.
Cocoa Puff. Okay.
No,
Real quick.
I'm kidding though. I love Frosted Flakes. You kidding me? Oh,
S-tier cereal.
S-tier cereal?
S-tier cereal.
Rice Krispies.
You shut.
Snap Crackle Pop is good.
I will about to snap crackle pop you in the side of your head, Adira. I mean Anna.
Fruity Pebbles. They're my comfort food.
Of course, you're
Fruity Pebbles.
You guys all said the wrong answer.
What's the right answer?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch S tier.
That is my second.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
They are. I like the cinnamon milk, basically, that comes from it.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing though, when I was younger, the go-to cereal for me was the Frosted Mini Wheats. Do you guys remember those?
Of course.
Yep. I love them.
So the Mini Wheats were okay, but the Frosted Mini Wheats is where it was at.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Dude,
is that Gronk meme where it's just like
Yes. See, this is what I mean about we get distracted. We're on the topic, and then all of a sudden we're talking about cereal.
Well, how did we get on cereal?
I don't know. How did we get on this cereal?
Something about Frosted Flakes and like
Oh yeah,
alternate
what's in the box?
realities or
Pandora's
something.
box. Yeah, okay, I
What's in
remember.
the box? Pandora's box cereal.
Cereal.
I forget Star Trek Laser.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, dude. It's my brain no longer works. Anyway,
But yeah, okay, back on topic. Talking about the sad session. 3 people died.
yeah,
2
dude, this was
NPCs
the detox we needed.
and 1 PC.
Yeah,
Tell me why it's me. Tell me why it's me both times.
I just got sad.
Right.
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to bring up. The allegations will never cease.
The allegations? What allegations? I don't have any allegations.
The allegations that I'm the most hated player.
No, I give you probably the most stuff.
Oh no!
If
I know,
anything,
dude. And
Adira's
I
the
love
most
it.
hated player. I don't give her crap.
That's because she doesn't use crap. That's what it is.
That's also true.
The moment she starts using her stuff, that's when you're gonna give her more things. You're like,
Right.
okay.
She
you
is
get
slowly
nothing.
starting to use her stuff, and she is starting to now, like, here's the thing, Anna. You need to learn how to play your Abyssal, like, full-on shifted form.
Oh yeah, you need to go Django in this house.
I wasn't sure. This is the first time she was fully like that.
That is true.
Yeah, which that's so fair having Landon play that, but the more you get accustomed to it in a sense of, I am fully inhabiting this is not an against my will thing, that's when you start taking charge and understanding how to play this character.
I feel like,
This side of your character.
yeah, in her abyssal form, she's a bit more sassy.
Oh, I'm sure.
But if
again,
when you realize how to talk in your Abyssal form, yeah, I feel like she is. I can 100% see that.
dude, sweet old Adira, who has probably never cursed once in her life, in her Abyssal form, just looks at Ronan and says, F you.
Fuck you.
Ron's like, what did I do? You existed. Now shut up.
You existed. No, but
oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
I don't know why I thought of this, but well, freaking Homer holding on to Jeremiah. He failed the one saving throw. He was like, no wisdom saving throw yet. I was like, no, not yet. And then the one wisdom saving throw I give him, jeez, it came in my head. It was, what would you do if there was a child right in front of you?
Yeet the child. Approach the child. Casually grab the child. Yeet the child.
I mean, he's the reason why the child got it.
Dude,
Yes,
you know
it
what
is.
I'm thinking of what would you do if there was a child right in front of you, and then it cuts to that scene from The Office where he throws oh no, not The Office, Parks and Rec, where he throws that computer in the dumpster. That's what I'm thinking.
You have to make that. You have to make that and put that in chat.
I'll see if I can find that. I'll see if I can.
But what is it? Yeah, it's interesting how this happened. I didn't think Agate was gonna die.
Dude, I'm surprised that entire time he never once gave himself or Jeremiah or anyone the Void's blessing.
Interesting as well. He could have,
Yeah.
like, on his turn activated it as well, even though he felt like he was being useless. He could have activated it, and that would have saved his, like, shots and his saving throws that he failed.
Yeah, it would. Again, this all comes down to knowing your character, getting better with it, that sort of situation.
Right.
And knowing when to use the stuff you have. Like, for example, with Zara, she still has her one-man army activated. But the way I think about it is, unless she's just with her party members, she has the copies walking so close behind her, or like, essentially, it like. How do I explain this?
It's like an after effect, like.
Yeah, it's like motion blur. It's
Right.
motion blur is what it's like. So it's like it's still her, but it just looks like one her with a little bit of motion blur on.
Yeah, with like the old, like, 1980s rainbow, like
Yeah, kind of like that.
the after
Like
effect.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah,
situation. I'm sorry to bring that up. I know it's a traumatic.
That was the most depressing 4 hours of my life.
The issue is I still haven't seen it, so I have no idea
Yeah,
how
you'd have to
how
see it like
depressing it
when one of
really
your
is.
like parents are like gone or something like that, or your sister won't just knock and walk in. There's a
It's no, the
lot of
worst
bad
part is
stuff in it.
so when it comes to literally any anime, it's not even like a specific type of anime. Any anime, family walked in the room, it gets suspicious immediately. It's
Right.
like
Oh
they
my
know.
gosh. There's a meme of that where it's like, no matter what, no matter what, you could be watching a slice of life, pure anime, and your parents are gonna
You could
walk
be
in, and
watching
it's gonna turn into,
Horimiya.
yeah, it's gonna turn into borderline hentai.
Yeah, you could be watching the Horimiya anime, and the moment they walk in, it's that one scene that doesn't even it just hints to the fact that
Right.
it's oh my gosh.
Or like
It's,
what? One walks in on the Yuri incest scene.
Right.
What?
Bro, I'm not even, bro, One Piece is
0 to
also
100
very big
real
like that.
quick. This went from 0 to 100 real quick. Dude.
Every single time
That's
my
all
parents
I'm
would
saying.
walk in, it would be on Einklov, the transgender character, which is one of the best parts of the entire show. But would walk in on him, or it would walk in on like where Nami, and they're just like focusing on like Sanji being a perv and like nose bleeding
Dude,
over her like
Sanji's
boobs or
crazy.
whatever.
I haven't even seen One Piece, but I know about
Bro,
Sanji.
he's one of my least favorite characters. He is a literal pedophile. I don't want to hear anything.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, it's all about knowing your character and coming up with explanations for how their stuff works.
Right.
When to use your stuff, when to because again, if I don't even know if I can, I've never tried deactivate One Man Army. If I deactivate it, it just goes away. So she always has it out. It's just like this weird little after image effect situation.
Another thing that you haven't done before is the second thing that One Man Army can do, where you can send the 3 clones up the
No,
people.
I did do that. I did that during the Avenger fight because I saved Jeremiah's life.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was the first time I got that opportunity because I'm like, I don't want my boy to die.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I have done that once before. I've mostly used it for attack though.
Yeah, one thing I want to do.
Defense is helpful though.
I actually want to go over is we're talking about the Void Cleric, and for the people who don't know, the Void Cleric is a homebrew. I have tons of homebrew, and I actually want to go over. I don't think any of you guys are homebrewed, right? No. I want to go over.
I think we are homebrewed, just not like class wise. Apart from Homer, he is Void.
Yeah, I want to go over the Void domain just for that. So if you guys just buckle in and just like we will talk about this for a little bit. So the Void domain, it starts off with who is the true creator? Where has he gone? Why does it not help us? When those answers reach the ears of the Void, it brings it nothing but pain. In its helpless and quiet whisper, the Void sits and watches the helplessness of others. But every once in a while, the Void will be able to reach the ears of its children, and it does so by these clerics of the Void. Chosen men and women that are insanely rare to find. However, if you look towards the greater change of good, your gaze might meet a cleric of the Void. So, the spells that you can get, so 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th, comprehend languages, gift of alacrity.
Gift of alacrity.
Yeah. Borrowed knowledge, enhance ability, intellect fortress, tongues, compulsion, freedom of movement, circle of power, and legend lore. A lot of really, 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 really good, like, out of combat spells. This class is meant to be very support when it comes to being able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And I built them around that. So at 1st level, you get chosen to succeed. When you choose this domain at 1st level, the Void gives you insights on how to succeed on your personal goal, as well as the goals of the Void. After every long rest, you can choose one skill or tool that you are proficient with. Until you take a long rest, your proficiency bonus is doubled for that skill or tool you choose.
Freaking great, especially when you know what you're going up against.
Exactly. So if you're preparing, being like, skill or tool, I need thieves' tools. I have proficiency in thieves' tools. Now I have expertise. It basically allows people to get expertise in things that they just don't have. Yeah. Pretty good. Also at 1st level, you get danger sense. You gain insight into the emotions and intentions of the people around you, thanks to the Void. As an action, you open your mind to the people around you and can tell if they are hostile, calm, turning hostile, as well if they have alternative motives. However, you can't tell what they are. You can use this up to your wisdom modifier and gain back uses after a long rest. Additionally, once per long rest, you can give yourself or an ally bonus to their initiative roll equal to your wisdom modifier. Pretty big. Pretty good stuff. He doesn't do that, though. Like, Danger Sense, he hasn't used that before. Because he usually goes really, he's usually first. He has a good dexterity, but I've found out he doesn't have the best dexterity, which is something I think we need to work on. Give him some better dexterity. Channel Divinity, Void's Embrace. At second level, you could turn any hostile creature into a potential ally with some influence from the Void. As an action, you can force a target within 60 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw. When the target fails, it disappears for rounds equal to your wisdom modifier. When the target comes back, it is charmed by you unless you cause it harm. This effect lasts for 10 minutes, and when the charm wears off, the target does not become hostile to you. For the Void convinces the target in ways you will never understand. However, if any harm comes to the target during the 10 minutes, it's affected by the charm, it will become hostile towards you, or if you engage it in combat when the charm is off. Pretty simple. It's pretty good Channel Divinity, in my opinion. You can, basically at a higher level, Homer should be able to reach this. He should get to a place where he's able to literally just use it twice on 2 people, get 2 people out of the ring if they need it, and they come back non-hostile. Pretty cool stuff. Memes. We got some memes. Let's look at the memes real quick. I've done it. Is that Bleach and Ichigo? The solution to male loneliness? Bro. Homer could be quite the powerhouse, just has to be clever with it. Same with Dira, she just needs to use more of her stuff. Glad you enjoyed the meme. Cyrus has disappeared for a little bit. Let me continue. At 6th level, he gets Void's Blessing. There are 2 different types of Void's Blessing. There's one that's Void's Blessing, which it basically allows him to add a D8, and he can use it twice. He add a D8, or is it a D6? I think it's a D8, right? I think it is a D8 to any attack, to basically any roll that you do until a long rest. This Void's Blessing, however, given to a class at 6th level, the Void sees your dedication to your friends and gives you the powers to protect them. When an ally within 30 feet of you is targeted for an attack, you can use your reaction to give them the bonus AC equal to their Wisdom modifier. This bonus lasts until the start of your next turn, and you can use this up to your Wisdom modifier and gain all uses back after a long rest. Again, stuff that he hasn't used, but he's not 6th level in that, he's only 4th level, but when he gets this, if he does not use this, 100% his fault. It's good stuff. It is once he gets this, if he doesn't use it, I'm gonna open this up. Yeah, learning your character. He doesn't gotten to use this. He's only 4th level. That's 6th level. But that is really, really good. What is his wisdom? 2. So I mean, if he was to up his wisdom even more, he could get potentially a 5 AC equal, but even 2 could make a difference. More memes. My name is Zacharias. I approve this message. Okay, Homer. Bro. Okay, so at 8th level, he has Enhanced Healing. Pretty simple. Starting 8th level, he can add his Wisdom modifier to healing spells. Additionally, when you cast a healing spell on a target, you can choose to give that target an advantage on attack rolls for rounds equal to your Wisdom modifier. You can just ask the feature up to your Wisdom modifier and give it back after a long rest. Excuse me. Do you want to go over the college tournament since we've seen Annabelle on stream? Yeah, I'll go over that. I'll definitely go over the College of Torment. It can be pretty broken, but there's a lot of prerequisites to make that broken, right? The Void's Will, starting at 17th level, the Void's Will and your will shall be done for the greater good. As an action, you can summon the power of the Void, giving you and your allies one of these benefits. Riders in Black, you grant the benefits of the Riders to target up to your Wisdom modifier. This gives the affected target a plus 10 to your movement speed. It does not provoke opportunity attacks, and you can use a dash as a bonus action, and you gain temporary HP equal to your Wisdom modifier plus your class level, and a bonus to your damage rolls equal to your Wisdom modifier. Void's Love, you show the Undying Love of the Void to target up to your Wisdom modifier. The affected targets gets advantaged onto all saving throws at the end of each of a target's turn. They heal 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. Immunity to charm and fear effects. Anyone within 10 feet has disadvantage to hit you or affected targets, resistance to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage. Chosen effects last for 1 minute. You can't use the feature again until you take a long rest. Pretty cool. Yeah, Annabella was built to be very extremely broken. I will agree on that. Whew. Ugh. There we go. I can't even do that. I have to turn this down. Gotta turn it down. That's okay. Now, Ronan, his aura is broken, and we may have a slightly broken character, another slightly broken character coming. Well, so here's the thing about Ronan. He only gets one attribute that just turns the tide into his favor, but it doesn't mean he can win. It doesn't make them more powerful. It makes them to a point on a chance that he could win. So the more powerful an enemy is, the more powerful he gets in return. But for example, like Harrison, it's not. If you guys go up against Harrison, Harrison's in him is so powerful, just naturally, that the gap, if there is a gap, there might not be by the time you guys fight him, that it's just going to give him something to just help him. You pair Harrison up against Annabella, yeah. Annabella's aura definitely does help with her stuff. So, the College of Torment. Forbidden College of Torment. So basically, bards have an interesting role in society. They are jacks of all trades. They can be used to get information, blackmail, entertain. Bards are usually the life of the party, and most of the time you want to be around them. That is until you meet a bard from the Forbidden College of Torment. These bards specialize in getting information, however, by more unsavory needs. Meeting one of these bards usually means they need to get information, and they will go to the most extreme measure. These bards are masters of the arts of pain. So at 3rd level, the college learns certain weapon proficiencies to help them in doing their job. You get proficiency in the flail, whip, morningstar, and trident. However, these tools are different. You can choose which weapon to summon using an action. These weapons are dark versions that are used to do other things as you progress through the class. You use your charisma for attacks and damage, and the weapons do an extra 1d6 psychic damage. These weapons can also be used as a spellcasting focus. Also at 3rd level, you get the Art of Pain. When you attack using your Tools of Torment, you deal an extra damage equal to your Bardic Inspiration die. If they are below their maximum HP, this will extend and use it. Additionally, you have mastered the best way to get information. Your Charisma checks count as double if a person is below their max HP. If you have to have proficiency in it and not expertise in them. You have an advantage if you have recently damaged them. Painful Exertion. At level 6, you have learned the best way to cause the most pain to a person as possible to get what you want. You gain certain benefits when using one of your Tools of Torment based on the damage type. Bludgeoning. When you hit with either the Morningstar or the Flail, you can use a Bardic Inspiration die. You add that to your damage, and you force the target to make a Constitution saving throw. If this target fails, their speed is dropped to 0 till the end of their next turn. Basically, you break their legs. Slashing. When you hit with your whip, you can use a Bardic Inspiration die. You add the roll to your damage and force the target to make a Constitution saving throw. If the target fails, they take an extra 1d6 of damage to the end of your next turn, and they can't take reactions. So basically, for that one because it can get a little confusing. What that does is that those people who hit him, they will add another d6 to their damage until the end of your next turn, and they can't take reactions, which is pretty good. And then piercing. When you hit with the trident, you use a bardic inspiration die, you add the roll to the damage, and you force him to make a constitution saving throw. Target fails, the target is knocked prone and takes an extra 1d4 damage per 5 feet of movement that they move. Additionally, whenever you make an attack, you can cast Zone of Truth, but only on that person. The target has disadvantage on the save. Whenever you succeed, you can't use it again until a short rest, or unless you use a Bardic Inspiration die to cast it again. Then, lastly, Master of Torment. 14th level, you gain even more benefits when you use a certain tool of torment. Bludgeoning, you gain the Crusher feat. Slashing, you gain the Slash feat. Piercing, you gain the Piercer feat. Additionally, whenever you attack someone that has damage immunity to your weapon type, you forgo that immunity and the damage is normal. Pretty epic stuff. I don't know where Cyrus went, but now he's still texting. Also, I love Campfire Stories so much. The possibility of using this class at our other game is awesome. Yeah, possibility. You good. What time is it? 1:41. What I meant, like, does Anna have any input on the other classes? Do you?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. What we can do then is we can actually end this here. I mean, this is okay. We've had some talks and talked about the games, talked about the sadness of the stuff. We talked about stuff that we got to talk about. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say to all you fellows, the adventure shall continue. Just not today. God bless. You guys so distracted. Yeah, hey, sometimes that happens. But hey, the adventure shall continue another day. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for watching. And, of course, see you next time.